My name is Tom Hadrick and I'm Atlas CEO. We're here in the front lobby of Atlas headquarters in Hillside, New Jersey, and we're about to start the Atlas O York Show preview. We realize at about this time of year, railroad enthusiasts around the United States start to get excited about the prospects of attending the largest members-only show in the nation, located at the fairgrounds in York, Pennsylvania, this year, April 17th through the 19th. In addition, we also realize that not everyone who wants to attend the show will be able to, so we've come up with a York Show preview here at Atlas that will introduce you to some of the people and the products you could see if you attend or don't attend the show. Atlas O will be there with its 60-foot long, 3-rail, 21st century track layout constructed by our own master layout builder, Steve Horvath. Steve will of course be there to talk with you and answer all your questions. The Atlas O booth will again be located in the Orange Hall, site LL, right next to our friends from Lionel. As usual, Atlas will participate in the Toy Train Museum happenings on Wednesday and the OGR forum discussions at the York Grandstands on Friday afternoon. Lastly, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the first 1/48 size scale vehicle we are premiering at the April York Show. Our R&D team has been working with a fantastic supplier out of Hong Kong, an HO Scale, who specializes in highly detailed vehicles. We'll be introducing our first O-Scale vehicle, so be sure to stop by and see it. Now I'd like to introduce you to a young man who's recently joined us here with Atlas O, Mr. Jerry Kimball. Jerry, what highlight do you have for us today?
Hi, my name is Jerry Kimball and I'm an employee here in the sales department at Atlas Model Railroad. We're here to talk to you today to preview our 060 2 weeks prior to York, which is coming up fast. As a matter of fact, we're getting ready for it as I make this speech. In front of you here, you see our first steam offering of an 060 switcher. A little history on this 060. And by the way, this is done in such detail that whether you're a collector, an operator, it's going to fit your needs. It's done so well that it actually would look well on most mantelpieces in an office. The version you see here is the Pennsylvania, which is one of our 4 first offerings. The next on the list is the Burlington, also Union Pacific and Central of Jersey are our first 4 offerings of this exquisite locomotive and tender that you see here. This particular locomotive has been tested as low as 1.5 miles in yard conditions, and that wasn't by Atlas, that was by an outside company, and in this particular case the Model Railroad Company. And you can get this great issue or great review of this locomotive from the February issue. You can get it online. If you can't find it there or you don't have a computer, just write us and we'll be happy to send you a copy of it. And the way it comes from the factory is set up for 28 speed steps. You can step that up to 128 speed steps if you desire, but the testing that Model Railroad News did on this, they actually had it at the standard setting from the factory, and they got 1.5 miles in the yard testing it up to 39 miles per hour out on the main line. So if your ambition is to highball with this, that's not what it was designed for, and we made it as prototypical as we could, right down to how it operates speed-wise. This has also been tested with a cut of 10 heavyweight passenger cars in the yard. No problem whatsoever moving those around. It does have traction tires on it. It's also been tested with a cut of 15 scale-size rolling stocks on a 2% grade, and this 060 just handled it superbly. No problems whatsoever. And you'll notice that our wheels are blackened just like they were on the real prototypical locomotives. You'll also notice between the tender and the locomotive itself, you have a very prototypical coupling there. Not a toy-like coupling, but prototypical, where it looks like a drawbars between these 2 items. Now you're probably asking yourself, what kind of diameter can I operate it on? Well, I'm happy to say on 3-rail 036 curve, you're good to go. You will be able to see this in York. We hope you're coming there. And I'll conclude this broadcast by saying, those that know, choose Atlas. Thank you.
So here's the 6924, the new circuit board. We'll show you a brief demonstration of how it operates and where to make your connections to get you started. As you can see here, the switch is thrown to the straight direction of travel. Now we'll show you a truck rolling across, coming in against the throw of the switch, and you can watch the switch points as they automatically throw. And the nice feature also about this is it will prevent in the future burning out your switch motors. Once the switch throws, it automatically cuts power off after 1 second. So you should not experience any burnouts of coils due to pushing the button too long, holding it down. Now I'll demonstrate it coming in the opposite direction. The switch is now thrown for the diverging route or the curved route. Now a train enters into the insulated rail section ahead of the switch, and you'll watch the points throw to the correct direction. Okay, that's simply how it works. Very easy. Now I'll show you a couple of connections that you can do, then it makes it a lot easier for you. You're going to need to install an insulated rail section ahead of your switch. And here you'll see the wires, the red and green, are attached to the insulated rails ahead of the switch and are simply routed and connected to what we call the in A and in B, with 2 connections. The output of your switch that goes to your motor is connected to the out A and out B. Simply wired back through to your switch. Most customers are used to using the manual push button. You can still utilize the manual push button, but you'll need to follow the directions on how to wire it, because now all you're going to do is provide a ground to operate the push button or the circuit board, the same way that the ground comes from the insulated rail section. Now, when you're wiring a non-derail feature, we told you you needed to install a section of track ahead of the switch that would be used to trip the circuit board to throw the switch to the correct direction. I'm going to show you a simple way to do it using the existing wiring on the switch. On the bottom you'll see 2 wires extending back to the frog. Those 2 wires are attached to the 2 rails you would like to use for your non-derail feature. Easiest way is to just take your rail nippers, reach inside, snip the 2 wires. After you cut the wires, you can simply fold them down, skin off the insulation, and connect a small piece of jumper wire to extend back to the circuit board. These wires will now be connected to, I'll flip the switch over, to the 2 rails in this section here. This will be your trip rail. You don't have to make another trip rail after that. All you need to do is place a nylon rail joiner that will complete your circuit to throw your switches.